All right, so welcome back. I have here Rebecca. We're back. Welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson, we talked about just the overview of group life insurance in the previous lesson. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about contributory group life insurance, right? We're going to talk about, no, I'm sorry, not that. We're going to talk about conversion, right? As we said, anytime you quit your job, if you quit your job, you resign, or you're fired, you have the right to take your insurance with you, right? So you leave that job. By law, you have 31 days where you can be able to convert that group life insurance to a permanent life insurance. So that is called conversion. For most states, and check your state law, for most states, the majority of states, I'll say about 40 states, they give you 31 days to convert your life insurance to a permanent life insurance. So for your exam, you want to know that number, right? Or you want to know the number of days. It's 31 days to convert your life insurance, your group life insurance, to an individual life insurance policy. Now, another thing, if you've had that group life insurance for at least 5 years, right? If you've been a member of that group for at least 5 years, and let's say the insurance let's say your employer decides, you know what, we don't want to offer group insurance anymore. We don't want to offer insurance to our employees anymore, because sometimes you have employers will cut back benefits, right? So maybe you used to have paid vacation, and now they take that away, right? Or you used to have health insurance, they say, oh, too bad, we can't offer health insurance anymore. So sometimes insurance companies, employers, right, companies will take away your insurance. It could be life insurance, it could be group group health insurance, or group life insurance. The law states in most states, and this is for Nevada also, for Washington, D.C., for most states, check your state law. For those of you listening on the podcast or on YouTube, check your state law. But for most states, they gave you 5 years. So it's okay, if you've had this insurance, this group life insurance, for at least 5 years, and you are still employed with this company, even though you have not quit the job, even though you have not left the company, right? But if your company decides for whatever reason that they don't want to offer life insurance anymore, then you, as the employee, you have the right to transfer your group life insurance, or to convert it and get an individual life insurance. So another date or time period to remember is 5 years. If you've had your group life insurance for 5 years or longer, then you're entitled to keep that or convert it if your employer decides to no longer offer life insurance. If you've had it for less than 5 years, then you do not have the right to convert it as long as you're still with the employer. Any questions there, Rebecca?
No.
No questions? Okay. So that's it there for conversion. So I'm going to go ahead here and share my screen. Let's look at some of these questions quickly. So this is conversion. This doesn't apply to group life insurance specifically, but it's still about converting from one policy to another, right? So it says, which of the following is false about the transaction that qualifies as 1035 exchange? So 1035 exchange is just a section of the tax code that allows you to convert from one retirement account to the other, to roll that over, right? Or from one investment or financial account to another without you having to pay any taxes, right, on your gains. So you can just roll over, from one plan to the next, right? For example, for people who are into real estate, you have a house, you sell that house, you can get a bigger house. If you do a 1035 exchange, you can get a bigger house without having to pay taxes, as long as you roll, you just roll over your earnings from that sale to the other, right? So that's called 1035 exchange. So which of the following is false? Well, the correct answer here will be converting, it will be, the correct answer here would be B. Annuities cannot be converted into a life insurance policy for 1035 exchange. Now, you can convert a life insurance to an annuity, but not the other way around, right? So 1035 exchange can be done for all these other ones. You can convert a variable annuity into an equity index annuity. You can convert a whole life policy into a universal life insurance policy. Like I just did that for one of my clients. She had a universal life insurance policy with a company, and I converted that to our company. I converted it to an index universal life insurance, and she had about $6,000 in her cash value. If she had taken that 6,000, surrendered that policy, and taking out that 6,000, she was going to be taxed on it. But because we did a 1035 exchange, we just converted that universal life insurance policy to an index universal life insurance. She was able to roll over all her money into the new policy without having to pay taxes. So that is the advantage of 1035 exchange, pretty much not having to pay taxes. So you can do that for all these ones: fixed index annuity into variable annuity, one annuity into another, one type of life insurance into another. But you cannot go from, you cannot go from a life insurance to an annuity. That is not allowed under 1035. And you're going to see this more when we get into rollovers. But this is just introducing you to it. It's still about conversion, because you're converting, although it's not about group life insurance, but it's still about conversion. So
Wait,
just
so the only ones allowed is the life insurance to be converted to annuity. Annuity is not able to be converted to any life insurance.
Exactly, because remember, the whole point of an annuity is to provide you income for life. So they say,
your life, right?
Supposed to provide income for life. So now we're not going to have you convert that over into a life insurance policy, because life insurance, you don't have any benefit while you're alive. Well, you have some benefits, but it's mostly for the death benefit, if you die, for your beneficiaries, right? So you cannot go from a life insurance. Again, you can cancel your annuities and get a life insurance, or you can keep your annuities and get a life insurance. But if you want to get a tax benefit for the tax exchange, under 1035 of the Internal Revenue Code, you cannot go from a life insurance to an annuity. You can go from an annuity to a life insurance, right? But it's not the other way around, and it kind of gets confusing. So the best way to just remember that, know that annuities cannot be converted into life insurance. Okay, and that's for 1035 exchange. Now, the other thing to know is that you can be able to again, when you quit your job, you have 31 days to convert. Anytime you convert to an individual policy, your premium will be based on your attained age. So in life insurance, on your exam, they're going to throw around all these terms to confuse you. Just know that attained age means your current age, right? But on your exam, they're not going to say current age, right? Or age. They're just going to say attained age, right? what is attained age, right? You're there. Attained age is your current age. So for example, Rebecca, she was 43 yesterday, but now her attained age as of today is 44, right? So if she were to apply for insurance today, her insurance premium will be higher than if she had applied for it yesterday, right? Because her age has gone up. So anytime you convert from a group life insurance to an individual life insurance, your premium will be based on your current age, and that is your attained age. When you convert from a group life insurance to an individual life insurance, if you do it within 31 days, the other advantage is you don't have to prove any evidence of insurability. That means you don't have to go and prove to the insurance company that you're in good health and all of that. No, you can just convert from your group life insurance to that, to that individual life insurance. If you do it within 31 days, you're pretty much guaranteed, you're guaranteed to get that coverage. Other thing here about the conversion, just know that just know that when you're converting, almost all the time you're converting to a permanent life insurance policy. Okay, so when you're converting to a permanent life insurance policy, to an individual permanent life insurance policy. All right. So let's take, for example, this question. It says a group term life insurance policy provision that allows an individual to leave the group and continue to be covered without submitting evidence of insurability is known as what? We say that's the conversion provision, right? So if you convert, when you go from your group life insurance to an individual life insurance, that's called conversion privilege. All right. Again, you have to, so for group life insurance, some key things, remember 31 days, very important. How many days do you have when you quit your job or you're fired or you retire? How many days do you have to get a new insurance without submitting evidence of insurability? It's 31 days. After 31 days, you can still, you can still get insurance, but now you won't be able to convert that, right? You have to get insurance on your own. All right. So, so another question, something could be like, which circumstance can trigger conversion from a group life insurance plan to an individual life insurance plan? So you have to know the circumstances. Number one, if you're fired from your group, most of the time it's a job. Number two, if you quit, or number three, if you retire, right? So this question right here, it says which circumstance can trigger conversion, right? From a group life insurance plan to an individual plan. No, non-payment of premiums, no. Your insurance will just get canceled, right? If it's a group insurance where you have to contribute, right? If you don't pay premiums, you'll just get canceled. So no. Employment termination, absolutely, right? Employment termination, or if you quit. Promotion, you're still with the company. So as long as you're still with that group, conversion doesn't trigger. Conversion only triggers when you leave that group. A good example is marriage, right? When you are married, you guys are doing everything together. You have joint bank accounts. You sleep in the same bed. You do everything together, right? But it's almost like saying, when will you get a divorce attorney, right? You're not going to get a divorce attorney unless you're getting out, right? So one thing leads, one thing triggers another. So when you file for divorce, then you get a divorce attorney. When you leave your job, that's the triggering thing. The only time you get to convert is when you leave that job. So as long as you're still with that job, whether you get a promotion or whatever, as long as you're still with that job, you do not get the right to convert. Any questions? All right. So that will cover it here for conversion. And we're going to stop here. I'll see you in our next lesson.